What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Cast 5 Reviews. My name is Fives, and I'm joined by the trifecta, Theo and Farhad.
What's up, y'all?
We are back again. Yes, we are back again for another review of Bleach, guys. Bleach Season 8. My brothers, there's 16 seasons, right? And currently, we just finished watching 16 seasons, yes. That we just finished watching Season 8. We're halfway through. How do you guys feel?
Been a journey. It's been a journey of a lot of ups, but then there's been some downs of the 2 seasons we all know about.
Yes, I agree.
For me, most of the things from here on out is probably going to be new for me. I think I even stopped reading the manga around this point.
Really?
So it's be exciting.
Oh my god, that's great. That is awesome. I'm very excited for you, Theo, because there's a lot of uncharted territory that you're gonna go through. Is there any storylines in particular that you're looking for it to kind of see closure to?
Not that I remember very well.
Okay, but you will. You will.
Yes.
This is going to happen. But before we start diving in further for season 8, I want to let our new audience members or podcast listeners know that we are Cast 5. We are a group of friends that love to discuss video games or review animes, movies, entertainment, general news, or any topics that matter to us. And hopefully they resonate with you as well. Otherwise, this entire intro that I always mess up on is going to be pointless. Please give it some point. Just subscribe, man. Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on those notifications, because why not? It's right there. Right there. It'll notify you when all 3 of our faces are popping up on your YouTube channel again, which happens to be quite often because we have a lot of content, a plethora of content on youtube.com/cast_5. We also stream live on twitch.tv/cast_5, where we are currently streaming Elden Ring, Endwalker, and Demon Souls. Forget Endwalker, actually. Let me touch base on Elden Ring first. This man right here, you see this? This man, he's currently playing the game at level 1, rune 1. And I am so shocked that there's that much of a huge disparity in terms of skill, because I fucking played this game with him, and here I am, and we just beat Millennia like 2 days ago, and I was like, yeah. Fantastic. We were high-fiving each other. Actually, even PlayStation, the screenshot that they take, or the 5-second video that they take, is just me jumping around because we were so happy that we finally did it. And here this man is trying to challenge her on level 1. How do you feel?
It's gonna happen. It's after fighting Millennia, I'm like really genuinely wondering if I should continue my rune level 1, because I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna beat her at level 1. That shit's just gonna be impossible.
Oh my god, right? Right now, I reallocated my character a little bit just to hold the blade that she gives you, which is dexterity 48. So I took a lot of stuff off from vitality, strength, and endurance. And
no longer the jack of all trades.
I still am. I can still do a lot of stuff. The only thing is, I don't know if that was worth it, because my health, 3 hits, I'm dead. It sucks. I hate it.
3 hits is plenty, I'd say.
Oh, not against Millennia.
Oh, well.
There's
been so many times where she just does a little dash, goes into him, and he dies. That's it.
That one-hit KO move, where it's a hop and stab. It's that stinger move from Devil May Cry, but oof. Oh my god.
No time to react.
No time to react at all, man.
Not this bad. Remember your skills from back in the Kingdom Hearts 2 final mix days.
100%, but Theo, legit, she's unpredictable. She's actually really hard. She's really, really hard. But Anyways, this is not an Elden Ring. I'm very proud of you, by the way. Like, keep going at it, man.
Thank you.
You're on part 3. I'm sure this is the part 4. I'm really excited for part 4. Check us
Oh
out.
yeah, coming out in the next few days.
Exactly. You guys are going to absolutely love it. But before we dive in further, I have a few housekeeping items for you. We do have Thor 4 Love and Thunder reaction. We have a brand new podcast where we discuss PlayStation Plus's new tiers alongside House of Dragon prequel. I'm very excited about. As you can see, actually you can't see on OBS. It doesn't show, but I do have right here a banner of the Targaryens. So fire and blood, guys, fire and blood. But yes, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn the notification on, support our channel. We also have Patreon. Check that out too. But with all that said out of the way, guys, it's time.
You kept us waiting long enough, man.
Yes, it's time. I want to know. First question. Is this number 1 in our rankings? Is this season number 1?
For me, yeah.
In terms of story and pacing, I still prefer season 3. But let's be honest, I'm not here for the story or pacing. I'm just here for the fucking fights. And they had the motherfucker of all fights so far.
100%. So a little backstory for you guys on season 8. Originally, it aired December 12th, 2007 and ran till April 16th, 2008. The season itself is quite short. It's only 16 episodes. And it only features one opening, which is actually halfway through last one's opening.
Oh, actually, it didn't even feature a new opening. It just kept the same opening.
The same opening. Exactly. So, Theo, you must remember After Dark Asian Kung Fu Generation.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, I think I watched it a little the last season. This season, I just
kept skipping it.
Yeah.
I like this opening. I actually like this opening.
Oh, I do like it. Not enough to watch it for 2 seasons, though.
Oh, fair enough. I actually did watch it every single time. I like the fact that it shows all the characters and then it just singles everybody, like pushes everybody aside and just make focus on Ichigo. And I really like it because knowing where the series could head, Ichigo's not gonna have a lot of screen time. So I really like that they really focus a lot on him. Maybe the anime will change the pacing a bit when it comes down to it, but reading the manga week after week, Farhad, you understand what I mean.
Oh yeah, that was when we were waiting for the episodes to come out. We were just like, "When's it out? When's it coming out?" And we would always just come to your house to watch it.
Exactly, right. And then when we were reading the manga,
talking about this as well, yeah. There was manga was so far ahead.
Exactly, and there's a new arc coming out, guys. Season 9, which is Captain Amagai, Shosuke, new captain story. I think this is the perfect time for us to take a little bit of a pause and review some movies. But we will dive that in afterwards, after we discuss this season. So, episode 1. Yeah. Episode 1. Let's just go right into it. If you have heard the podcast, I apologize for repeating myself. But for those that have not listened to podcasts, you will get a raw emotion of how I really felt with Ichigo versus Dardoni. There's a few moments in this show, and this is obviously has a lot to do with nostalgia, but there's a few moments where the epicness that is portrayed on the manga is shown on the anime. It's animated perfectly. But whenever you go back and rewatch it, you still get the same goosebumps as you felt the first time when you were reading it or the first time when you were watching it, right? The Kampachi versus Ichigo fight where Kampachi does not even get cut. That. White doing Getsuga Tensho with his hands on an Ichigo. That. Right? Ishin coming out of no fucking way and has a Shiakusho on. And you're like, what? He's a Shinigami? That. Right? And then there's this sequence. And I don't know about you guys, but it really, really, really hits every time I watch it. It's Ichigo fighting Dardoni. He's getting his ass whooped. Dardoni goes right to the action. He's forcing Ichigo to go Bankai by attacking Nell. So then he forces Ichigo to go even one step above to his holification. And Ichigo understands what Dardoni's doing. He wants to, he feels him. He understands that, hey, FYI, I totally understand your sentiment of the shame that you feel of not fighting me at my full power. So he puts Nell down, tells her to back away, and then there's a sequence of his I guess it's his Shiakusho because it's weird. It's like a code, black code thing, his Bankai thing. It's just floating, and you see all this Ryatsu going past him. And he tells Nell, and he's like, don't worry, I will not let even a sliver of Ryatsu go past me. Sorry, I can only show this to you for an instant. Trust me, it'll be enough. And he dons on that mask. And he one-shots Dardoni. And then takes off the mask. And we see how powerful his holification has gone. That sequence, every single time. Every single fucking time.
How powerful his holification is, fighting anyone that is not Grimjaw.
100%. Because, like, when it comes down to, even, like, actually, I agree, Theo, but even when he was fighting Grimjaw, when Grimjaw had one arm, and he wasn't in his released form, Ichigo was massacring him within the 10 seconds last season. Shinji had to come to save their ass. So I understand what you mean. Even when he was fighting here, it seemed like they were equal. But that 10-second when he threw off his Grimjaw and just Getsuga Tensho after Getsuga Tensho and just, like, it was a straight up beatdown. I loved it. But this sequence, beautiful. What about you, Fred?
Oh, it was a great way to show, like, just the power, like, power up you can get from that Hollow Mask. Because, like, he was just fighting Grimjaw, and it was like, okay, yeah, it just seems like a slight boost, but, like, against an Aren card that's, like, what was his number again? 60?
103, 103, 103.
103. Like, you're going to see that, like, a power up like that is just so big against people like that. And I just love seeing, basically, like, lower enemies being like, oh, shit, all right, this is getting serious. Because, like, with Dragon Ball Z and Super Saiyans, this shit gets old. It's like, okay, you just get a little bit of boost, but I'm still going to beat your ass kind of thing, you know? But with the holification, I kind of feel a little bit of a different vibe from it.
It felt different because even when he put the mask on, he was pushing out Ryatsu. First he was taking it in, then he was pushing it out.
No, don't break the mic. Too much Ryatsu.
I know. But Prevalon, Espada, Dordoni, like, the one thing that I would say is if they're 103, I wonder if they were third.
I think that was the idea.
Right? Like, you were fighting, obviously, a previously Espada, but you were at that rank before. And then you were dropped down. So the fact that he was 103, meaning he was third before, holy shit, how strong are these Espada going to be? Which, obviously, we will find out later on. But future spoilers.
Well, we already found out, but...
What about you, Theo? What were your thoughts with this fight?
At first I was kind of bored of it, like, with the entire time of Ichigo going like, no, I won't use, like, Bankai or whatever. Like, just dragged on a bit too long. But that sequence where he did put on his Hollow Mask and just ended it with one flick, yeah, that was pretty cool.
I like the fact.
Didn't feel like it was worth the wait, but it was cool to see it.
I understand where Theo, not Theo. I understand where Ichigo's coming from, where he's like, I want to fight as many people as I can in my Shikai, because then when I do go eventually Bankai, like, it would be something that I'll be pushed into. But the fact that Dardoni just states it right off the bat that, hey, FYI, no, we are not something that you can just fuck around with. We're not measly hollows. You're fighting Espadas. And the ones you're going to fight later on that are not even, like, that weren't kicked off, they're a lot stronger than I am. And there's 10 of them. So you have to actually be ready to kill us as with all your power as it's required. I like that. I really, really liked it. But
the thing is, holding back the power of and using only your Shikai thing, It's just too much like the bound. I can't take
Yes.
it anymore.
I was
I
gonna
really
say
did not want to see it again, but they actually made me see it again. I was like,
the
why?
trauma came
Yes,
back.
exactly.
I feel like there's kind of more of a message though this time compared to the bounce. Because
Yeah.
I feel like with Dordoni, he was kind of basically trying to be like, "Yo, if you don't go full out against anyone else other than me, they're gonna fuck you up immediately." That's
Yeah.
what I kind of got from Dordoni.
Yeah.
And there's also that too.
Yeah. I agree. I completely agree. When Nell absorbing the Zero and Dardoni's face afterwards, like, what the hell did you just do? That was kind of neat.
Yeah.
So, and her saliva has the powers to heal. It's crazy, man.
It wasn't just that she absorbed that, she reflected it back at him.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. And then episode 2. This is where I kind of felt like, okay, there's two fights that I wasn't really. They were okay. One of them obviously has to do with Chad. We all know this.
Yeah.
But the second one that I was slightly disappointed on is the one that's going to be coming up very, very soon. But anyways, next episode, you find out that Dardoni gets struck down by Ichigo one more time. Ichigo this time does not wait. He just runs away. And then the special squad comes in to eliminate anyone. Well, they came to eliminate Ichigo and the gang, but since they couldn't find them, they decided to take down Dardoni. And they are being controlled by Zayela Poro, which is the mad scientist of the Espada, rank number 8. This guy, I cannot wait for the fight between him and Mayuri again. That fight was just so godly. But okay. Yep. Eisen is a little upset. Eisen's like, why did you dispatch them? He's like, well, I did it under your command because I was like, why not kill him? But Eisen knows better. He knows that he wants to just learn everything about these intruders, or Ryoka, as they're called time to time in Soul Society. And yeah, he basically wants to just do some tests. But moving on, this fight I really enjoyed. And we all know which fight this is. This is Rukia versus Kaien. Aro Nero Aru Nerieri. This guy, like Espada number 9. He sees Rukia. He goes inside the castle, removes his mask, and is none other than Kaien Shiba, the former lieutenant of the 13th squad that Rukia had killed. We got glimpses of this in season 3, in season 2, but now he's there with his Zanpakuto and everything, fully personality attached. Did this for me? Yes, the Hakuren 100%. It lived up to the hype. But for you guys, what'd you guys feel?
I knew it wasn't him, obviously, right? Because we all know that he died in the past scene. When they got to the fighting, I thought that was cool, but I kind of felt like it a little dragged on when they kept going to, flashbacks. Exactly.
Yes.
It kind of dragged on a little bit, but when they actually got to the fighting, I was like, whoa, wow, oh shit, and then there's like more truth bombs coming out after.
Yeah. Thea?
For me, this was, so the thing is, I wasn't that impressed with the other Espada fights. Like, I thought the animation was fairly lacking with Chad.
Oh my god.
Oh, Chad was so bad.
But when I saw Rukia's fight, I was like, oh my god, the animation is so smooth on this one.
Yep.
I obviously didn't like the flashbacks because they broke the pacing, like, I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But at the very least, they made up for it with some super quality animation. Like, it really made, it really gave that feel of, like, Rukia fights beautifully.
Yeah. It's the dances.
And they nailed it. Yeah.
There's two things I don't like about the fight. I do like the fight in general. I do like the whole the relationship between Kaien and Rukia and her struggle to just kill him again, right? And the trauma that she's facing. The two things I didn't like the fact that first, yes, the flashbacks were kind of like, we've seen these flashbacks, but now we're going back. Yeah. Now, obviously, we are watching
all over the place as well.
Yeah, that's the second thing. the fight never concluded. They jumped to 2 different fights and then came back to it. I did not like that whatsoever, because I was like, just show the fight, how it's going, finish that fight, because I was actually invested, because I like the whole Cayenne storyline. So I was like, okay, and I don't remember this at all. I don't remember this being segmented like this. Maybe this is just a manga thing, anime thing, not the manga. I'm not too sure. I gotta go back and read it. But every 2 episodes back to back, episode 3, episode 4, Rukia retaliating, the desperate Kido, when she finds out that Cayenne is afraid of sunlight, or the fact that when they were both fighting, and the first episode, which is the sorrowful reunion, and you see that this is Cayenne. He's using the Bokens to teach Rukia to fight again, and all of that. You fully understand. You're like, okay, so somehow he has a memories and even the muscle memory of Cayenne, but something's off about him. And then we jump into Ishida and Peche fighting the United Attack of Friendship. I love the title of this episode. Ishida and Peche, the United Attack of Friendship. I don't remember Peche being funny. I actually thought he was kind of funny.
Peche is really funny.
Yeah, it was kind of funny.
Because the Japanese dub, when I first watched it, I kind of found him a little annoying. Here, I guess because the context you understand in a different light, and the way they were delivering jokes, it was the fact that he just kept calling Ishida Ichigo, because it pissed him off. I loved it. And then he messes up. He's like, "Oh, we gotta go. Oh shit, no, Ichigo, we gotta go." He's like, "Wait a minute. So you knew my name this entire time?" He's like, "A hero never tells a secret," and he keeps running. That kind of stuff. I was like, "Oh, that's kind of." They have a weird little chemistry, but I buy it. But the errant card that they were fighting, Siruchi. Anyone cared? Yo-Yo turning into a bird?
Nope.
The biggest offender as well is that you go from Rukia's fight, which is really animated. Halfway through the fight, it stops. She showed this shitty animation. It's like, please, just bring me back to the Rukia fights. I don't want this.
Ishida Uryu running the same animation over and over again, dodging. I was like, okay, this is like the 4th time they've used the same thing, same frame, same everything. Especially and they did this in so many different fights. You know, red shirts, guys. When you are playing a video game or you're watching a movie, there's these red shirts that you know they're gonna get offed. They're usually side characters or just like random crew members that are going to get offed. This season had red pillars. Like all the pillars that are not going to be affected are like gray or like beige. And then you have the red one. And you know that red one's going to break right off the bat. So, yes, a lot of red pillars. I wonder
what the pillars were even there for since the beginning. They did absolutely nothing.
This was her playground. So why, if she was...
Why was she using it?
Exactly. So, anyways... Yeah, so she turns into her resurrection. She releases her resurrection. She becomes a gigantic bird with wing blades. And this I did like. And Uryu turns around and uses Sail Schneider. And this looks like a sword. It's not. It's still something that you shoot. Yep.
Cross kick as well.
Exactly, right? And that's it. He one-shots her and you continue the fuck on. And guess which fight we jump into next?
Is it Chad's?
Yes.
Ugh. Oh, God. What was the title of that episode?
Okay, so it starts with Ishida's trump card, Sailor Schneider. And the second one is right arm of the giant and left arm of the devil. Which, let's be real, Chad didn't even get a full episode. He got half a fight. With with this dude, which his name is so hard to pronounce, Ganten Bane Muscada, but the Afro dude. Why was this a fight? Why was he in a Spada? Are you kidding me? This guy was like 107, I believe, or 106. This guy was a fucking Espada. Are you kidding me, bro? Even when he releases, he goes like this and he shoots a cannon. I'm like, that's your ability? You look like an armadillo. It reminded me of Ross from Friends with our armadillo when he's like, holiday armadillo. But yeah, Chad releases his full arm. He's like, this is my arm, right arm to defend. This is my arm to attack, and hits him with Al Diablo Brazo Decto del Gigante. Al Muerte. And he hits him and he blows up. Something happens because there's a devil behind him, and I'm like, okay, sure, cool, you did something. But I love that the next part. I love Noitra comes in and fucks him up. Move on. Let's go. That's it.
Get out of my face, Chad.
Literally squashed him like a bug. It was best, and everyone stops while they're running. They're like, is Chad got defeated? I'm like, none of you. Let's be real. None of you thought that Chad won't be the first one to be defeated. Come on. Even Reggie must have thought of that. And his Bankai is useless here.
He said, my Bankai is useless, but I ain't Chad. That's a good part.
Right? Like, everyone's like, oh, Chad can't be defeated. I'm like, come on, bro. Somebody would have sneezed at him, he would have died. Like, are you kidding me right now? But we find out that his powers are hollow. That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
They're
Not
still
new at
useless. Yeah. Probably a shitty hollow that he got it from.
So, you know what the description is? Noitra defeats and seriously wounds Chan with a single attack. Who hasn't? Like, that's the... Like, why? He's so much wasted potential, man. But next episode is probably my favorite, just based on the title, which is just... Yasura Sado, Chad dies, Orihime's tears. I'm like, yes. Finally, this man dies.
Title I want to read.
Exactly, right? But Ukiura brings dinner to Orihime, and this guy, I swear, he just does it. He has to be nihilism, right? Like, this guy just like loves the fact that Orihime is in pain. Comes in, delivers good news, and here's it. Yeah, he just like, here's some food. Your friend died. Eat. If you don't, I'll shove it down your throat. But eat. This guy, bro, I swear to God.
Why I like him.
He's Ukiura, like, I like his design. Like, I always liked his design, but I really am digging his design this time around. Very calm, very stoic. He's like the hollow version of Byakuya. So you know he's like ridiculously strong. But yeah. Right after that, we return back to Rukia versus Aranero. And this guy does his release. First, he uses his Zanpakuto, and then he releases his resurrection, which is kind of neat, I would say, because I have not seen any Espada do both. This is different, obviously, because Kayen's body was brought back when he died, but Shikai and a resurrection, cool. And he's just a big,
like a different kind of visor,
right? I do think that his entire resurrection was quite disappointing in terms of design.
Was it the same hollow that... So, Kayan died to a hollow. Was it the same hollow?
No.
In that fight?
So that hollow died with Kayan, and when they returned back to the hollow world, this other hollow ate them and absorbed Kayan's body. But Kayan, since his mind and everything was still there, he just kind of absorbed that hollow, absorbed it, and they have become dominant. They also show how they're in later on how Akuchas how they come out when they are all Gillians, and just the transformation that occurs to get to Vassalorde. It's pretty intense. But yes, Rukia fights him. Rukia gets stabbed. She's about to die. Then she remembers Kayen's ultimate lesson to her, which was do not die alone. So then she does, which I did not remember at all, was the third dance. Sanomai Shirafune. And it's the broken blade reforms. And it reforms right through his head. And she
That was a
breaks.
sick finish.
Yep. She breaks the glass and kills Aronero.
Forgot what was supposed to happen if your Bankai, your Zanpakuto breaks.
It's only and only there's two things. So if your Bankai breaks, it cannot never be restored. Shikai breaks, it can be restored. There's two people that can do it. That if in case it breaks, it can restore properly to full strength. That is the wolf guy, which Kamamura, because he's linked with his Bankai. So if his wounds heal, the Bankai would heal. And the second one is Mayuri, because Mayuri just does experiments on his Zanpakuto. So it makes no difference to him. If the hilt of your sword breaks, your Zanpakuto, you're near death.
Was that what happened in the first season when Ichigo got his Zanpakuto sliced? I don't remember anymore.
So he got his Zanpakuto slice and the hilt, everything was fucked up. So when he got the sword out, half of the hilt was missing when he was fighting Urahara. And then Urahara cut the other half off. And then Ichigo literally had to release Zangetsu with nothing. So there's a point later on in the 1,000-Year Blood War arc where something happens to Byakuya, and it's fully hinted that this man's dying. He should have died.
Shut up.
He should have died. So, as Aroniro dies, he screams out for Lord Eisen. Nobody comes to save him because obviously Eisen doesn't give a fuck. He's like, all right, whatever. You died, you lost, you're dispensable. Let's move on. Rukia attempts to continue on journey to save Orihime, but she collapses from her injuries. News spreads all throughout that Aroniro is dead, and so is the person that was fighting Aroniro, which ends up being Rukia, and only a few people know that it's Rukia. Ichigo and Renji go apeshit. Renji is fighting another Espada, which is Zayalaporo, the mad scientist. He makes a return, and he sets up the entire room in such a way where Renji cannot use his Bankai. This fucking guy is already useless. His Bankai is useless. Now he's even more useless. Like every single time he uses Zanpakuto, Zabimaru, I was like, what are you hoping to accomplish? Like literally, what are you hoping to accomplish? Such a stupid fucking fight, bro. Such a stupid fight. But when
limiting him from using his Bankai.
Exactly, right? And the moment he finds out that Rukia might be injured, he goes in anger. He's like, fuck this, let's go. And, well, nothing really happens. He can only use his Shikai, so he can't do shit. He's getting his ass beat. Meanwhile, this was a shock in the entire manga when it came out. I remember this chapter. I remember having conversations with you, Farhat, and Rohan. Ukiura comes to meet Ichigo and he informs him of Rukia's death. Ichigo attempts to leave to go save Rukia, and he says, I have no reason to fight you because you haven't hurt my friends. He's like, oh, really? What if I tell you I'm the reason why Orihime was kidnapped and brought here? And without hesitation, Ichigo just attacks him. Straight off the bat, attacks him. And he goes, you know what? Fuck this. Full power. Let's go. I love this fight. Animation's great. Ichigo's like anger, the way he does Getsuga Tensho while he's hollowified, how much power he's putting through, and Ukiura using two hands to stop it. And
it was nothing.
And his clothes gets ripped off and he just gets up like it's nothing. Loved it. And the first time we see Ukiura using a Sero, and his Sero is not red, it's green.
He does it like this weird one finger thing instead of the Kamehameha sort of lock.
Yeah.
Just
no hands, nothing. He just points and just like point blank, just shoots it. What were your thoughts about this fight, Theo?
I loved it. I'll rank it later, but like the fact that he made Ukiora use he was arrogant at first and he tried to stop it with one hand, and then he had to use a second hand. It was like, remember in Metal Gear Solid 4 when Raiden was stopping the ship from crashing into Snake?
Yeah.
It had to use like more power than expected. It felt kind of like that. Like Ukiora was trying to stop something much bigger than he expected at first. He did accomplish it, but it was like, fuck, alright. I'm gonna have to take this a bit more seriously.
And then he whoops Ichigo's ass. He whoops his ass. Like that, he's like, I remember in the manga and even in the Japanese, like it feels like I'm fighting a wall. Like I can't read him. I can't read anything whatsoever. And Ichigo grabs Nell, dodges the Zero, is holding on to Nell, and right there Ukiora shows up and fucking kicks him back into, once again, it's a red fucking pillar, hits him inside the pillar. Ichigo's like, oh, you must be the top Espada. This is the moment I'm talking about, Farhad. When I called you, I was like, what the fuck is this? He stabs him. He's like, oh, you're sorely mistaken. Top Espada. Rips the shirt and it's a number 4. He's only
number 4.
The 4th strongest Espada.
At least we know he's above Grimjaw.
Let's be real. We knew he was above Grimjaw.
Yeah.
By now, we knew he was above Grimjaw. The only one, like, we thought maybe he would be 7, but we know 10 is Yami. 9 is Aronero. 8 is Xylophoro, right? 7 we didn't know, so he could have been 7.
Everything below Grimjaw was pretty much trash.
Exactly. So Noitara, we don't know Noitara's number, like we do know his number, because you guys obviously his number's 5. But Noitara, Grimjaw, and Ukiora. These are the 3 that we know. We don't know Starks. We don't know Baragon. We don't know Halibel, what numbers they are, but it's like, okay.
We don't know the names.
Well, Stark, actually, we do know Stark's name.
Did they say it?
Yeah, Lil Ned says, Stark, wake up. You know Aroniro died. And he's like, yeah, I know. I felt it. And yeah, he kills Ichigo.
Like that.
That's it. Kills him.
Main protagonist.
His Bankai breaks off. You're like, shit. He must be close to death. If he is, Bankai gets undone. And Nell's crying. I felt so bad for her here because she's like, yo, I'm the cause for this. And then these 2 girls go to visit Orihime. Grimjaw comes in, fucks both of them up. Orihime heals them, takes Orihime, brings them back, and says, heal him, and I want to fight him in full power. She says no. Did you see this coming, Theo?
Saying no? It's like, why don't you ever revive me, man?
I did not know she was that stupid. I did not see that.
She's like, no, I'm not gonna do this because you're just gonna fight him again. You're gonna hurt him again. It's like, bitch, he's dead. He's dead. Yo, like, if you don't save him now, Grim just says it. If you don't save him now, he's gonna die. So just heal him. Heal him. I want to fight him full power. Says no. She starts. Ukiora shows up.
Like, other than the shit fights, for me, Orihime was the worst part of the season.
She didn't do much compared to last season, where she's like, I can wipe it out of existence, and this purpose that they gave her, they did not use her at all. They made her into like, oh no, she's the perfect white mage. And I was like, well, we knew she was a perfect white mage. Like, I get it.
Oh, but the thing is, the perfect white mage is smart. She's not.
Yeah, that part's true too. That part's absolutely true. I like the fact that they say the reason why Grimjaw says it's the reason why he saved Orihime is because he owed her a debt for bringing back his arm, which is kind of sweet. So you're like, okay, so this guy does have a little bit of morals. He doesn't care. He cares about being the strongest. He does not like Ichigo, but that's it. Like,
he fights fairly.
He fights fairly. And then we jump back to Renji versus Zal Aporo. This fight's not going well. The guy uses 6 more fracciones, I think 8 actually, fracciones. Oh, and Uryu jumps in and joins the fight. Dondo Tachaka and Pesce are the real stars of this episode because they got reunited. After one season, they got reunited, man. And Uryu and Renji, that fight, okay, this is what I will say. His 20 seconds defensive offensive strategy, which was, let's be real, Renji just tightening him up, shooting point blank at Hado, and then, Kido, and then stepping into what Ishida would set up, which was the pentagram. That was really cool. And the fact how Ishida even knew it was cool because he jumps in and does this, and his cape flies, and it's this explosion. Then it goes to be continued. I was like, wow, okay. Fair enough.
That's sick.
Renji basically pulled a self-destruct.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's all he could do.
And I was really hyped for this fight. Like when they did that, I was like, oh, cool, this is neat. Like, I didn't care about his resurrection. I don't like Sayala Poro at all. I know a lot of people, like, he's a favorite. They've even brought him back in the epilogue chapter. He's in hell, right? But the reason why is because he's such a slimy fucking, like, Espada. I hate him. But he's good at what he does, which is to be a sleazeball. And this is exactly what he does. He almost got beaten up. He destroys Lumina, eats the spirit energy, heals himself, and he's like, yo, I'll be back. I'm going to go change clothes. Isn't that the biggest fuck you? Like, Uryu went all out. Fucking Renji almost blew himself up. And this man's like, yo, hold up. Let me go change my clothes. I'll be back. Holla at your boy afterwards. I'm going to be back. Link
Room
up.
203.
Link up, son. Oh, like, what the fuck? All of that
Go through
damage,
an episode together.
right? Anything to say about that attack? The attack was cool.
Oh yeah, the hexagon attack.
Yeah.
When he threw. What was the water he threw?
A little bit of reishi.
Reishi. Oh
You
my god.
activate it, yeah.
When he did that, and then like this explosion come up.
It's like,
oh my god, that was so cool. And then all the epic stares of what's about to happen. It's like, oh,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the trap was cool, and well, at least the trap was cool.
You know your this is true, Theo. Frad, your reactions. You know what I thought reminded me of when I was watching the fight that is the granddaddy of all fights that's about to come up. I was super impressed of one thing: the lack of action lines that anime uses to show speed. The lack of that. But you know which episode they heavily used it on? It's Chad.
Why would they even
Think of
need
anything
action lines
else.
for that? He's so slow.
Yeah, but they used it for like, oh, hey, FYI, they're moving really fast, right? Look at the speed. He's showing up everywhere that he's showing up. Fucking, he's stupid guy, man. Anywho, back to what we were saying. Episode 13, 20-minute, 20-second strategy. They blow Zayal up. He deuces. He's going to be back with new clothes. Grimja Orihime is healing Ichigo. Ukiura shows up and he's like, nah, son, this isn't happening. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Explain yourself. And he's like, well, you know what? You just don't want to fight me. Let's go. This was a pretty cool fucking fight.
I'll say this is actually my favorite fight of
Really?
all things. Like, you could say the rest of the season is like the entire Fast and the Furious movie. That one fight there, the 30 seconds, was the drag race that I was looking forward to. The one you just part with the nitros, no ramp up or whatever. It was only 30 seconds long compared to the next fight, which is 30 minutes. But those 30 seconds, oh my god.
Fire, do we give this to him?
Yeah.
Do we give him the Fast and the Furious reference here? Is it earned?
He earned a 10-second car.
He's earned a 10-second car? But
Hearing that.
I do agree. I think this is probably my second favorite fight in the entire season. Rukia being like really high above and Dodoni being up there too. But Dodoni is basically for that one shot move, right? But here, yeah, Grimjaw was using fucking strategy. He knew he can't beat him. He fully knew he can't beat him, so he sealed him away in a dimension as punishment for 2 hours. And his arm was all fucked up from stopping that Zero.
The fact that they both just started no holds barred, like it's like, oh, so this is how Espadas fight each other.
It's a
Okay.
small glimpse of what's about to come. Because what did Halibel say? It feels like two Espadas fighting, and all of Las Noches is quaking. Once that's done, Ichigo's back up. He's like, shit, the hole's gone. All right, Grimjaw, thanks for whatever. He's like, I don't give a fuck about your things. You heal up. Let's go. We gotta fight. 1-on-1. Let's go. This is all I've been waiting for. Ichigo asks Orihime to heal Grimjaw's arm. He's like, why do you think that's necessary? I'm like, yo, like, don't pull some Goku shit, bro. Like, here's
Here's a sense of being
the
Cell.
sense of being Cell. Like, literally, that's what it felt like. But he's like, yo, I want to fight you straight off and I want to beat you at full strength so you don't have any excuses in the future. Which I thought was like, the shit talking that Ichigo does to Grimjaw in this fight is amazing. I love it. Because he didn't shit talk Renji. He didn't shit talk Byakuya. He really should talk Grimjaw, because he was treating Grimjaw as an equal, as an adversary that he has to overcome. Ukiura was a machine, so he didn't care about that. But like Byakuya was all morals, you gotta save Rukia, why aren't you? Renji was like, yo, you beat me, yeah, but we gotta save Rukia. Here, he's like, yo, man, you're gonna get your ass beat. you're gonna get your ass beat. Heal up, let's go. And then I'm gonna beat you ass.
No, that feels like a fast.
And Ichigo's sitting on the ground. You better not talk shit to me.
But I loved it. I actually loved it. Ichigo took on Grimjaw. They fought. He fought in his Bankai, and it's first and foremost, guys. This fight is fucking gorgeous. I love the animation. One thing I have always admired about Bleach is the way they show speed. And the way they showed speed for an anime that was released in 2007, and not an anime that was 24 episodes or 12 episodes that had really good budget behind it, an anime that was a shonen, and they were actually putting some effort into it. Like, when it comes to Naruto was really good at like showing dodges and things like that, and but Bleach is like that speed, bro. Like how quickly Grimjaw was punching him, turning around, swinging, kicking him in the face as he goes up, hits him straight down. Like you felt like everything was happening in a matter of milliseconds, and I loved it.
It was amazing.
Yes, absolutely loved it, and the ruthlessness they had. Like Ichigo was like his eyes, man. Grimjaw talked about his eyes the entire time, but it was like Ichigo was enjoying himself until he got hit by those 5 fucking diamond-shaped things. He was enjoying this fight.
Missiles, yeah.
The missiles, yeah. But he goes like they start fighting. I love it. It's like 1-on-1. They're doing it up, and he's like, okay, this is what I was waiting for. And he releases his resurrection. And his resurrection was fucking hype. Because everybody wanted to know what it would look like, and he releases his Panthera. He's a full-on panther, and yeah, like he's so fucking quick. The moment he jumps up and swings up, and Ichigo's like, "What?" and bam,
He has like a heel kick in his face.
right there, gets not a hit down. But the fact that Ichigo even
All
felt
the times that he does damage a building, it's always you see him do the attack first, then half a second later, you see the damage effects appear on the building. Like, there's that much of a delay because of how fast he is.
he is.
How he showed it.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And yeah, like the thing I was going to mention is Ichigo realizes how strong he is, and he says to Orihime, yo, put on Santen Keshin and do not let it down. I'm letting you know right now, do not let it down. And I love it because he's like, yo, this is it. Like, and as he's ready, Ichigo just puts his sword first and he's just getting ready to fight him. And he's waiting for him to make a move. Love it. Absolutely love it. And the amount of confidence he has after he gets hit and he just comes out and goes Getsuga Tencho. And Grimjaw stops it, starts laughing, and he's like, this is what I was waiting for. Those eyes. I hate those fucking eyes. And you just see Ichigo's mask. He's like, yeah, come at me. But throughout the entire this fight, the one thing I really liked is that Ichigo admits it, that he came to fight him. He wants to be strong.
Forever. But at least, yeah, in the end, he did admit it.
He did admit it. It took.
I just wish he admitted it earlier.
Yes, I know. Because he's all about, I'm going to save my friends. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, blah, 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 blah. And he's...
protect that. I'm going to be the good tank and protect that useless white mage.
100%. That's just putting on a shield and not doing anything. Why aren't you healing, man? The man's was dying. Your man's was dying.
If I was a tank, I'd be complaining so much right now.
Man's was dead.
Yeah. True. But he's just like, no, I'm not going to use revive. Fuck this. Fuck the Phoenix Down. Do I have money for this? But enough Final Fantasy references. But yes.
Leaves the party.
Gets kicked out. Ichigo's party is pretty shit though. Like if you think about it, he's definitely a DPS. He's not a tank. He's definitely a DPS.
Urio's the bard.
Yeah, Urio's the bard. Chad would be the tank because that's just what he does, right? But like, what's now?
Tank died, and Ichigo, as the highest DPS, became the red tank, the substitute
Reg's
tank.
the other DPS that keeps dying.
now just another DPS.
No, Ranky doesn't die. Ranky just doesn't do DPS. That's all. He's that one.
He's like, how do I play this game?
He's
like me in the last stream.
Yes, well, you were using my account, so that's why. But thank you for subbing in last moment. But yeah, they're fighting. Las Noches is quaking. People are getting scared. Halabel just straight up tells her Facciones to shut the fuck up. This is like, feel the fear that you're feeling. That's normal. Don't worry about it. Relish it. And I cannot believe that that's a human fighting in a Espada, because I feel like it's Espada versus Espada. But the entire fight was awesome until fucking missiles. Ichigo gets hit by 5 of them back to back. A little bit of blood and he goes down. Or he may still scared of his face because it reminds him of his of her brother, which I kind of liked. I'm not gonna lie. I liked a little bit of a character development because we've seen it. We've seen how traumatizing it was. We saw it again when it was bound and made no sense. But this made sense. Like those eyes that she always thought would have that resolve to protect her are no longer there. You were gonna say something.
It makes sense, but I hated how badly it broke the pacing of that.
You thought it broke the pacing?
Yeah.
What about you,
I
Fred?
was going so well and so smooth, and I was like, damn, we're back to this bitch again.
Oh, you mean the flashback sequences? When she's like...
all of it.
Okay.
Every time that Orishime opened her mouth,
Action
the fight got
scenes,
broken.
Okay. So you just wanted straight up fight. You waited this fight. They have the budget, but I don't think they have the budget for 22 minutes. So they had to give us the flashbacks, bro. The old school flashbacks. I didn't mind it. I felt it that she was trying to figure out a way if this is the same Ichigo. Did he even come to protect her? Right? Because at the end of the day, the guy just fully on says, he's like, I'm here to fight you, Ukiura, Eisen. How the fuck is he going to fight both of those is beyond me. He's barely surviving against Grimjaw. But one thing I didn't mention was the Grand Rey Zero. He does a full-on Grand Rey Zero. There's 2 things that are forbidden in Las Noches. Firing a Grand Rey Zero, and the second is anyone above the level 4 and up releasing their resurrection, because it can destroy Las Noches. So the fact that this guy just did a Grand Rey Zero, the strongest Zero of all, 0 fucks given. He really doesn't care what Eisen has to say. He just wants to fight Ichigo. That's it. But yeah, he does his Grand Rey Zero. He does the missiles. Ichigo gets hit. Then the scene that you're talking about, Red Pillar, to show how quick he is. The whole, like, yeah, it's fucked up Ichigo. His mask started breaking. That's the other part where Ichigo was talking shit, where he's like, your mask seems to be breaking. He's like, mask. He's like, don't worry about it. Hopefully your resurrection doesn't go down, or else this fight's not going to be fun. And I'm like, why are you talking shit? You were dead 15 seconds ago, bro. You wouldn't be alive.
He revived you.
Like, just come on. Calm your...
Orihime wasn't going to revive you. Just keep that in mind.
So, just calm your shit down. It's like Emmett Selch advising the white mage, yo, heal your tank before you take me on, man. I need that warrior light. But yeah, Ichigo, I love the scene. I absolutely love this scene. It was amazing on the manga. It's amazing dub. It's amazing subbed. I like the fact that he does not say Ichigo. He says Kurosake. I love it. I absolutely love it because it matches every fucking version that I have seen, which is only 2, but even the manga too, right? Nell talks some sense into Orihime, tells her, cheer him on. He attacked Ukiura when he uttered your name. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, come on, come the fuck on. He's fighting right now to save you. So she's like, yo, don't die. Just don't get hurt. You don't have to like fight all these battles. I just can't bear if you get hurt. And one of the coolest fucking ends to an episode occurs. Kurosaki.
Entire season too, right?
No, one more episode after that. But yeah.
Okay.
But yes, the manga ended this way, the volume. Goes in, Ichigo just grabs his arm, squeezes it like... Without looking!
Without even looking.
Just stops him and he's like, yo, listen. So I had a change of heart. Seems like I can't afford to lose anymore. Just slashes him. Straight down. I thought in the manga he cut him in half. I was like, holy shit, that's an epic way of just like, yo, I'm done.
You would think so from the way the manga looked.
And it's a common trope in any manga where it's like the guys are fighting. It's like, oh, you want me to use my full power? I wasn't even using my full power. I misjudged you. This won't happen again. Let me use my full power. The guy gets beaten up, remembers, I believe in you, friendship power. And then he beats the villain. The villain's like, how?
Where's this friendship? I want to know.
Yeah, exactly. Am I part of the circle? Like, can I join? Like, what's going on, man? Holla at your boy.
I want to be in the circle, guys.
And then after Grimta saw, he was like, can I get a piece of this friendship?
Like, clearly, our words. She's such a strong white mage, bro. Our words are just fucking giving Ichigo straight up powers. And yeah, Ichigo defeats him. There's a small flashback, which I really, really liked. The moment of conclusion, the end of Grimmjow. You get to see a little bit of his past. You get to see his Fractione. You get to see how Arcuchas and then Vacilotus, like what exactly the evolution growth is, how long it takes, and what he had to do to just survive and not go back. He is the king.
He shows Eisen too, right? Like Eisen recruiting him at the end of it?
I think in the manga, I don't remember the anime if he did, but I do recall in the manga, like Eisen shows up and everything, and he's there. Because Eisen, I believe Eisen's the one that made him into a Vacilotus.
Yeah.
Using the Hogekyu, right? So yeah, then he refuses to give up. He uses his strongest attack, and it's claws. Energy claws that are supposed to just kill you. Ichigo's just like, yo, listen, you're not the only one that wants to win. Like, you realize the theme song's playing in the back, right? Like, I am the main character. This is the Bleach is about Ichigo.
My friend is cheering me. My friend finally a change of heart is cheering me on.
Two of them might be dead. So there's a lot of factors going on where I'm going to get inconsistent powers all the fucking time. So just be ready. And I'm going to beat... And I like this fight. Like, he slashes the thing, destroys the claws, and he's like, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat Ukiura. I'm gonna beat Eisen. Then I'm gonna take everybody with me, and I'm gonna go back home. Attacks Grimjaw, does a final blow. Grimjaw loses consciousness. He grabs Grimjaw, and I like the fact the mask finally breaks off. And he brings down Grimjaw onto the ground, goes back up to Orihime and says, "Let's go home." And that is the end of this season.
Pretty good season, I have to say. Definitely, obviously better than the fucking bounce.
Yes.
I
Like way better.
We'll get
or
into the
just
rankings
slightly
later.
better.
Oh, like way fucking like above and beyond better.
Well, since you're talking
It's
about
a
the
whole different show.
rankings, anyways, I say we might as well just go into
Yeah.
it.
But something I just
Dive into it.
realized when we were talking about it, like in that episode against Grimjaw, they animated his Getsuga, what's it called again?
Getsuga Tensho?
Getsuga Tensho. They animated it like in 5 different ways, and all of them were beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't remember seeing his Getsuga Tensho used in such a variety of animations before.
Yeah, that's the one thing that everybody complains about with Ichigo, that he only has one attack. He has one attack. That's the only attack he knows, but he uses it in different ways. Later on, he doesn't even release his Getsuga Tensho. He engulfs himself in that Ryatsu to kind of like fuck people up. So I agree. Like every single time he did it, this time like it was different in different variations.
Yeah.
Loved it. Absolutely loved it. So currently,
the entire budget of that 6, I think that's why they also made it 16 episodes, so that they could put more budget into
it.
They knew it. They knew that fight. They wanted to make it happen.
There's certain fights in this show that has to be animated properly. Ichigo versus Aizen's one of them, right? All the team versus Aizen's another one. Ichigo versus Ukiura, the one that's coming up, is probably the best animated out of all of them, I would say. And then like Ichigo versus Byakuya is there. Ichigo versus Kampachi is there. There's a few fights that have to be animated really, really well. But the way they showed speed and the duality of the two characters back to back, loved it. Absolutely loved it. It was crazy. It was crazy. It lived up to the same hype as Naruto versus Sasuke, the second fight, the final fight between them. Like we never thought
this one was cleaner.
Yeah.
This one was much cleaner. Like it was so clean. I actually watched it 3 times.
It's good, man.
Yeah.
Bleach knows how to do his fights. And Theo, this is what they're gonna learn when they come to other, not Captain Amagai arc, but the other 2 filler arcs they're gonna do, Zanpakuto and the Rebellion arc. Both of them, you're gonna see these fights, and you're gonna see captains using it. So it's Fred knows what's coming out. Look at him with his little smile on his face. He knows it.
It'd be good.
How would you do that?
But yes, back to our rankings. Currently, season 3, Rescue is number 1. Season 6, Arrancar Appearance is number 2. Season 7, Hectomundo Sneak Entry Arc. I'm just gonna say Hueco Mundo, like the joke Hectomundo. I don't know if they're actually gonna catch it on. They have to see it for 3 episodes. But Hueco Mundo Sneak Entry Arc. Season 2, Entry. Season 1, Substitute Soul Reaper. Season 5, Assault. And last but obviously the least,
The worst.
Season 4, Bound. This is between season, I would say, ranking number 1 or ranking number 2 for me. And I'll let Farhad go first, then Theo, and then I'll let you guys know my reasons. Farhad, you go first.
I would say it's definitely in the first position for me. More, and then I wouldn't change anything else from the list. I would just make this number 1 and
push everything
Rescue
down.
number 2. Yeah, push everything downwards, basically. Only because I just love the Arrancar abilities. It's kind of just like Rescue, when they were going in and finding out all these like cool Sanpakuto abilities that they had, Bankais, all that. This kind of gave me that same feeling, but on like another level of like, okay, this shit's more serious this guy's trying to build an army to basically go to war with everyone, and it's kind of just like showing the power of his army, basically. And it's not even like all of his army here. It's only like a couple of them. But like, yeah, I definitely liked it more because of the fact that there was just more of a sense of urgency. And yeah.
Did it live up to the hype that it was building up to? Like all these fights, did Grimjaw
Oh, yeah.
versus Ichigo live up to that hype?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Ukiora's reveal.
I definitely think this fight might be better than Ichigo and Byakuya. Ichigo and Grimjaw, I personally kind of liked it a little bit more.
I see what you mean.
Yeah. Because it was just more like they were on the same level.
Mm-hmm.
And you can, as you were saying, like they were just like, yo, I'm going to fuck you up. No, I'm going to fuck you up. Like I got that sense of like, okay, I don't know who the fuck's going to win.
Vegeta versus Goku.
Exactly. There was an actual rivalship between the two because of the past. Like,
Naruto versus Sasuke, yeah. Like those iconic ones, yeah.
And obviously, Byakuya definitely did something to Ichigo in the past for him, coming up to that fight. But I kind of felt like with Grimjaw, there was just more there. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, there were 3 fights, right? Like Grimjaw had the upper hand. Then I was saying Goku and Vegeta. Grimjaw had the upper hand. What anime is this? Then Ichigo had the upper hand. And now, full power, they're like, yo, let's just go at it. No restrictions, let's just go at it and see who's better.
That was another thing too I like, that there was definitely just no one was going to get in the way. No one.
Theo, what about you?
That's one for sure, number one.
This is for sure number one, huh? I agree.
I love the... wow, I did really like how at the beginning, it was Byakuya versus Ichigo. Ichigo lost and then he came back and he beat Byakuya. This Grimjaw and Ichigo was kind of the same thing, but tuned up to like 11.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that we even got a small, short preview with Ukiura versus Grimjaw before all that, just to like give us a taste, it just set it up so well.
Yep, I completely agree. So I gotta let you guys know that when you're watching the video back, you will know exactly what I mean. Yeah, the bullet points don't really work that well, so I probably will have to fix this in the future. But I have to copy paste each of them just to move them down.
Or the one, it didn't replace the one thingy. It's just free.
Yeah, it doesn't work that well, but okay, we'll figure this out. But I agree. There's a lot of plus sides to this season. It's short. There's not a lot of filler. The fillers are very self-contained within the story, so it's like more flashbacks rather than let's go fight this pastry dude, or what would it feel like if it's a guy I played junior high, soccer, like things Tsubasa. Like that. Yeah, Tsubasa, exactly. Like none of that stuff was really there. So, which I was like, okay, fair enough. But every single fight felt like it had a purpose, right? Yeah. Ishida versus the girl with the yo-yo. Okay, we got to see his new weapons and so forth. Same thing with Chad. Rukia had a more emotional fight with Kaien. Ichigo, his strategy, his ego, got his ass whooped multiple times just to show, like, give him a reality check of what exactly this will feel like to finally culminate to this one fight at the very end that kind of summed up his entire rivalry arc, which I really, really adore. I do think there's some shortcomings. I don't like the fact that they broke down Rukia's fight. I don't like Chad's fight. I think that could have been done off screen. I like him getting off.
Who does like Chad's fight?
I like him getting offed. Like by Noitora. That was kind of cool.
That was cool.
That was really, really cool. And the fact that he's like, even with his Fractione, he's like, yo, I will kill you next time you step in. Unless I tell you, don't step in. And it gave him like if you didn't know the number, he's like, I'm the strongest espada of all. It gave him that moniker, or maybe he's number one. Maybe he's not Noitro, not Noitro. Ukiura is not number one. Ukiura is number 4, right? But like at that time, you didn't know. So you're like, who is number one?
I definitely, for sure, had an idea that Ukura no way would be number one. They wouldn't show it that fast.
Yeah, no, for sure. I figured he would be like top 3. I didn't think he was 4. I definitely thought he was top 3. I like the fight between Ukiura and Grimjaw. That reminded me of the captain's fight from season 3. That was really cool. And this fight really did, like, the whole arc. It really lived up to its name. The Arrancar, the fierce fight arc. That's the name. So it kind of lives up to it, right?
Yep. Fierce fights all around.
Exactly, right? So next season is going to be filler. It's not a bad season per se. It's not on the same level as Bound. It's not a short season either. I believe season 9 is 22 episodes. So it's a full season. Do you want to review season 9 next, or would you like to start reviewing the movies? I think last time we discussed movies.
Yeah, let's do movies.
We should do both movies at once, no?
So there's 4 movies and there's 2 OVAs. I don't think OVAs really matter. We could do a bonus episode later on for Patreon. But when it comes down to the movies, do you guys want to do 2 movies per episode, or do you guys want to do 1 movie per episode?
We should do 2. Because, I don't know. It's up to you guys. I'm down with anything.
Theo?
1 or 2, doesn't matter.
So I would say let's do. Are we looking at live action movie too? By the way, is that something that might be in the books?
We could do live action too. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Right. So the first one is called Memories of Nobody. Second one is The Diamond Dust Rebellion, Fade to Black, Hellverse. Each movie is distinctively very different than the other one. I don't think we should do 2 movies at the same time. I think we should do 1. We should make the episodes a bit shorter and just go through the movie, what you like, what you disliked, and so forth. But Memories of Nobody, and the way we can do it, actually, we could do 2 movies, go back, and when the next arc hits, we can do 2 more movies. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm down for that.
So 2 back to Amagai and 2 again. So next episode, which will be released in 2 weeks. Our homework is actually
April 9.
Yes, May 9th, you mean?
May 9th.
Our homework is actually quite short, guys. It's only Bleach Memories of Nobody, and this movie is 1 hour and 35 minutes.
Oh.
That's it. That's all you have to sit through. And I actually genuinely like this movie. There's a few things that are in there that are. There's no hollow mask, but it's the animation and everything's there, so it's gonna be good.
First movie was pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, first.
Second movie was amazing.
I really like the third movie too, Fade to Black with Rukia.
Oh no, I was talking about Diamond Dust.
Diamond Dust is so good. That
So good.
entire end part is amazing.
So good.
Fade to Black, the entire movie, I loved it. And then come on, Hellverse.
Hellverse was cool. I just didn't like the ending a whole lot.
I didn't like the ending either. He merges with the thing and he just
Yeah,
I didn't like
like what is this?
Yeah, but the entire fucking Hollow Ichigo, Vassalorde, White, fucking coming out and just murking everybody. And then we can actually watch a live action movie and see what we think about it. Once everything is said and done. It is on Netflix. From what I recall, it's not that bad actually. It's 1 hour and 48 minutes. It's not on the level of Rurouni Kenshin, Theo.
I would not believe that.
Okay.
I absolutely will not believe that.
It is not on the level of Rurouni Kenshin. But
not on. Okay.
it's not on the level of
I don't think
Rurouni
anything
Kenshin.
could be on
Of
Rurouni
course,
Kenshin.
Yeah, those movies are just
Especially their live
That was
action
just
movies
next
are amazing.
level.
Absolutely amazing. Okay. Any final words, guys, before we close it off?
No, fuck the bounce. That's my message from every. I don't care who made them. Fuck the bounce.
Fuck the bounce. Theo?
What your hat said.
What Farhat said? All right. I will solidify it by saying fuck the bounce.
Hey, let's go.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. This was great. It's going to be a nice little break after grueling 8 seasons that we went through. I loved the last season. It was fantastic, but I'm really enjoying my journey with you guys. And I hope that you guys are also enjoying it as well. And to you, audience out there, podcast listeners, new audience members, or watching it on YouTube, if you were able to sit through an hour and 15 minutes of this, thank you so much. Please comment down below. Start a conversation. Let us know which fight was your favorite. And what about our rankings? Did you guys like the season? Are we just far too hyped because it's just battle? It's a battle shown in anime and it's living up to its dream? Or did you guys think that season 3 is getting shafted right now? Comment down below. Let us know. And if in case Chad is your favorite character and you love this fight, I always say this.
No.
Please, I just want to know why. I want to understand you. Let me know why. But otherwise, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. With that said, sending you all nothing but good vibes from your friends at Cast 5. Ciao.